Hey folks, we're live now here on East Tennessee Skywatch and Appalachian Highlands weather. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning being issued for northern Knox County, southern Granger County, and southern Union County for a severe thunderstorm complex that is capable of producing gusty winds that eventually will be moving towards Sevier County, Jefferson County over the next little bit. So what I am going to do here is I'm going to take you to this radar really quickly, and Eli Bray's joining me as well. Eli, you've been watching this storm as well over its phase here of really pulsing up and down over its lifetime, and now it's pulsed back up again. Here a few moments ago we saw 69 miles an hour winds indicated by radar, and this is pretty close to the radar site. Yeah, Eli, yeah, we could have that isolated severe storm here. I'm going to take you to my radar. I'll take folks to my radar full screen, and as I'm looking here, I'm going to show the velocity as well. And again, I'll turn on the chroma key wall here as soon as velocity decides it wants to load. And again, this area here of very gusty winds near Happy Acres, Oak Grove, that's the strongest velocity signatures we're getting now. This is going to end up crossing Highway 11W here in northern Knox County and eventually move toward the line where Sevier County and Jefferson County meet. So that's really where we're going to be watching for these for this storm to move. And really, this is a part of a complex of storms that most of the storms have weakened, but this one has really held its act together here over the past little bit. We've had severe thunderstorm warnings today for Scott County, Morgan County, and Cumberland County out on the plateau, and these storms are starting to drift their way into the valley. Now, these storms will start dissipating, I would say, within the next hour or so here. If we go on a regional look of the radar, all the way stretching from Chattanooga up to the Tri-Cities, you see really, you have some of these light showers over Carter County, Unicoi County, but most of the activity is over the Central Valley right now, moving off the plateau. Now, we do have some thunderstorms with some lightning in Cumberland County near the Morgan County line, but again, those not severe or strong at this time, just one warning. That warning is for portions of Knox County, northern Knox, southern Granger, and southern Union counties. So that's where we're going to go back into here. And again, like we've said, we're pretty close to the radar site, so some really good returns here are coming in off the radar. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to check a product called the vertically integrated liquid, and this might be able to tell us if we're seeing any hail within this. Weather Service is noting maybe a little bit of small hail within this. I see exactly what they're thinking. Right near the Brookfield Acres area, that right there could be where we're seeing maybe some small hail right now. That basically would be our main threat with that, would be small hail, hail-wise, and then gusty winds could be gusting up to 60 miles an hour. And this is something, like Eli said, it's not a widespread thing today. We got, I think we've had 3, maybe 4 warnings today in total. And this one is affecting a larger population area, over to Strawberry Plains. Northern Knox County has a lot of population within our coverage area, so that's why we're on with this right now. And again, like we've said, this is going to be, like I've said, this is going to be moving in Jefferson, Sevier, and if it holds together into Cott County, and eventually will move into Madison County, North Carolina. Now, this is if it holds together that long. We're nearing sunset, the instability, we're going to lose that daytime heating, the instability is going to go down, so therefore this storm might hold itself together maybe another hour. Now, I might be shocked by this, and it might hold itself together all the way into North Carolina. But I think as it gets closer to the North Carolina border, this storm will start to dissipate. What about you, Eli?
Yeah, especially once it interacts with that friction with the mountains. Because, there is a myth that the mountains do keep the storms, and to a certain extent that is true, but when you have a strong weather system, unlike this one, that myth really isn't true. But as you can see, if you pull up my screen, I've got the vertically integrated liquid on, what Skylar was talking about. This basically sees us where the core of the storm is, specifically the hill. If I zoom in here near my map, you'll be able to see we have some peak, which is our highest risk. So we're seeing about 56 bill. That's really nothing too concerning at this point right now. But I'm going to say that there could be some nickel to nickel-sized tail in that as well. But again, we're not going to expect all sorts of severe thunderstorms today. You could hear some lightning and thunder tonight with some heavy rainfall. We do need some rainfall. We're almost in a drought in some areas. But one thing that I have been a bit concerned about these storms is their fast movement, and that fast movement also correlates with outflow winds, and those outflow winds can knock down some trees. Here where I am, we had a strong thunderstorm Saturday, and it knocked down about 5 trees here, a 5 or 6 inch swim here. But even if it's not a severe thunderstorm and you're under a special weather statement or significant weather advisory, you should treat it as the same. Stay away from windows. And don't go outside. Certainly don't go outside, even if it's just a regular thunderstorm. If you're on like Lake Cherokee or Lake Tennessee, go ahead and get off the water. Go to safe harbor as well.
Yeah, because these storms are producing lots of lightning.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's a classic summertime thunderstorm producing lots of lightning. And in the summertime, these storms can do this. They can pulse up, and produce these severe wind gusts.
Right. We're getting in several new scans, and I just got a new one in. You might see my screen size adjust here. I'm trying to get a better screen ratio. It does look like that the bill has weakened just a bit. That core's weakened. That's good. That also does present another risk of the downburst or perhaps even the microburst. That basically means all of the energy in the storm, whether it be all the way in the cloud tops, all that hail and all that wind and all that rain is going to rush to the bottom, and that will produce some damage to trees and perhaps your roof maybe. This storm has been showing about 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts as well, so we could see gusts maybe, I'm not saying definite, but maybe up to 60 miles an hour, possibly 70.
Yeah, I mean, right before we came on, the radar scan, when this warning was issued, had a 69-mile-an-hour wind gust with it here. And I'll switch back to my radar here. And the lightning has decreased here, Eli. I've noticed that on the last radar scan. The lightning has decreased a good amount here. As this storm is about to cross over 11W, the lightning, we had tons. And when I say tons, I mean tons of lightning strikes with this. And right now, we're not really experiencing many lightning strikes at all. Yes, do we still have lightning? Yes. Do you still need to be inside? Yes. But as of right now, it's not as much lightning. And the lightning being decreased could mean the storm is weakening. But as Eli said, downburst, microburst still possible, especially with the storm weakening and maybe starting to collapse. And the severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Knox County, southwestern Union County, and southwestern Granger County does still remain in effect till 8:45, and they've actually just updated that warning. They're keeping all the same counties in it here, but the Weather Service still honing in on that possibility of these 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this storm. Again, the warning goes until 8:45. So, and again...
So, if you're in, say, Newmarket, Strawberry Plains, Jefferson City, Kodak, near exit 407, that's a very popular exit around here, because if you're on Interstate 40, that's the exit you take to Dollywood and Pigeon Forge and the Smokies. But areas like that storm is headed towards there. Dandridge and Morristown, Talbot, where the Weather Service is located, on Farmers Boulevard. Been there many times. Mr. Anthony Cavalucci, the warning coordination meteorologist, he might have issued this where I'm not sure who's on duty right now. But we have an excellent team down at Morristown. They take tons of spotter reports. They are always on top of it, and we're very thankful for them and all they do. But again, as you can see on my screen, this warning goes for about 31 more minutes. And yeah, I just got that polygon update right there. So Blaine and Corinth and Midway, those are some areas that we'll be seeing more of the heavy rain. Now, I am a bit concerned about some flooding because this storm does not like it's moving much. So I am concerned about the heavy rainfall and the wind in it. So go ahead and if you do see flooding, go ahead and call it into the Weather Service. Their phone number is on weather.gov/MRX. So if you can call it in or tag them on Twitter or send them a message on Facebook with your location. And they'll even take some rainfall reports, like how much rain you got from the storm. Say if you're in Coreyton, you're probably getting a good amount of rain right now. Speaking of it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch to our rainfall.
And if they send
to
us
our
those
1 hour
reports as well on our Twitter or on our Facebook page, we will be more than happy to send those into the Weather Service as well.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and fix this. This is the wrong product here. What do I want? I think I want 1 hour precip. That's what I was looking for right there. So again, this storm has produced a ton of rain, especially on I-75 between Bethel and Powell. A lot of rain, especially right in here. As I zoom in, it's just in 1 hour, 2.23 inches. So, there could be some flooding going on here. I think we did have a flood advisory out for Scott County earlier today, but that has since expired. So, again, just keep an eye out. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Just the basic stuff that we tell you. But especially near Midway, there's another that's been well.
There is
I don't know
still
why.
a aerial flood advisory for northwestern Morgan County until 9:15 Eastern.
So we do. That's Morgan County. That's okay. Yeah. So yeah, about near Midway, about 2 inches, 1.9 inches. So yeah, that's certainly another thing to keep a close eye on as well. So if you're not going to be seeing wind, you're going to be seeing some heavy rainfall, tons of lightning, and maybe some localized flooding as well.
And that is just as deadly as the severe weather threats of the hail and the winds. I mean, the lightning is very deadly. Let me tell you, if lightning strikes anywhere close to you, it's not good. And if it strikes in your okay, first of all, don't be out on your front porch or out trying to see the storm. I know how people are. I know you get interested when you hear thunder. You have these warnings. I know you get interested, but don't go outside. I don't suggest that. Because if lightning strikes your front yard while you're outside, that's not going to be good for you.
I do think that this storm may be collapsing. I'm not sure. It just could be because it's moving closer to the radar and we're not getting the image of it. So what I've got up here is called echo tops. It's basically how tall the clouds are in the storm. And right now, oops, let me see here. All right. Okay, so that's on. I'm having I just got a new laptop, folks. Hang on with me. So it does not look like it was as strong as it was earlier. If I turn on a loop for the next 14 frames, that might go through an hour. And you can tell it really ballooned up with those reds. So it might be trying to collapse just a little bit, which is what we want to see. But again, that's not good as well because the downburst winds, as we were talking about earlier, with that heavy rain, those gusty winds. And there's been downbursts and people think a tornadoes went through. It can look like that, but it's not a tornado. And we can notice that by the way that the trees are and how they've been turning a certain amount of an area. So again, just stay inside. Don't go out. And if you see any flooding, report it and turn around. Don't drown. Don't drop through it because you do not know how tall that water is going to be, how deep it's going to be.
Alrighty, so again, I'm back to my radar, and I have the echo tops up as well, and it is a little weaker. We are getting closer to the radar side as well. I want to notice that this little area of black you see where the purple is, I'm going to cough up the chroma key wall here, near Jefferson City, that in this area is where the radar side is. So we're looking a little more surface-based in the atmosphere, even when we're looking at, let's say, the wind velocities or the reflectivity or whatever product we're looking at. So that is one thing we've got to look at when we're looking at radar. We have to take into consideration how close we are to the radar site. Are we super high up in the atmosphere? Like I was watching storms in Kentucky today, they impacted eastern Kentucky, And I'm telling you, it's hard to track storms when the National Weather Service radars are down in Jackson, and if you're looking in eastern Kentucky. So, and I was having to look from Morristown, and I was shooting super high up in the atmosphere, and that's not what we want to do. We don't want to shoot right on the radar site either, because then you're not going to get a good scan either. So that's the one thing here is we're seeing the gusty winds still. Are they as strong? No, but it could be because we're getting closer and closer to the radar site as well. And you could still have an occasional gust in there that we might not be picking up on the radar scan as well. So that's one thing to take into consideration. I mean, if you're still in this warning, Mascot, Strawberry Plains, those areas, you need to be inside right now and even out ahead of it. So let's say New Market, Jefferson City along Highway 11E here. You need to be in the path. You need to be inside and preparing along Interstate 40. As Eli said, exit 407 is right here. There's Kodak. There's exit 407. The storm is going to head that way right now. So that is what we're watching for, is for this storm to keep pushing eastward. Will end up impacting portions of Jefferson and Sevier. And if it holds itself together, you guys in Cott County need to be aware of it within the next hour or so. But I really don't see it holding itself together that long. But this storm could surprise me. Honestly, I didn't think a severe thunderstorm warning. Another one would be issued tonight after the Cumberland County one earlier was canceled. And then I saw this storm really ramp up, and I said they are most likely going to warn this. So that is when we start getting prepped to go live. Just got a new radar scan here, so what we'll do is we're going to check the VIL again, because that'll see our hell. And this VIL here, it is heavily weakened now. So that's some good news, but also some bad news as well. We'll go to the high-res velocity image, and we have that there. And again, the velocity hasn't really weakened much in the past few scans. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this on a loop over the past little bit, and this is the last hour or so, and I'm going to do this very slowly. I'm just going to try to. Right here, along I-75. This right here, folks, was a 69-mile-an-hour wind reading along I-75. I was tracking the storm when it was right there, and I was waiting for a warning to be issued because right there I had a 69-mile-an-hour wind reading. I'll go back and scan, and you see we have the blue pop up here. Okay, we are going to go for another scan. All right, here's another scan. The blue stayed. All right, we're going to have another scan. Then the blue was still there, but it wasn't as prevalent. The Weather Service did opt to go ahead and issue the warning, and I think that was a good call by them. And I would not be shocked to see reports of trees down, especially along I-75, where those in that I-75 corridor area in western Knox County. I would not be shocked to see tree damage, a few trees down maybe, because of the wind velocities we were picking up. And we aren't shooting high up in the atmosphere when we're looking in western Knox County. It's not like we're looking up in Wise County, Virginia, or down toward Chattanooga. Okay, we're looking pretty close to the radar site when we're looking in that area. And seeing a 69-mile-an-hour, 70-mile-an-hour wind on radar really concerned me right there. So that was the one thing I was worried about. And again, you see, you're still seeing gusty winds down here along John Sevier, McMillan, and along Highway 11W down here. Southern portion of this warning here. So this could impact portions of Sevier and Jefferson County, like I've been saying. So you guys just need to prepare. Eli?
Go ahead and switch to my screen. I'm going to go ahead and out the area. If you've not heard, we do have a new tropical system that we're watching, potential tropical cyclone 6. This is on the Viper. You can see right near the Barbados, we have I'm not sure if it's a depression yet or what they've done. So I'm not sure if it's a depression or not, but so far, as you can see, they've measured 35-mile-an-hour winds, so it's a depression. Gusts of 46. That's right now, but if you know anyone in South Florida or anywhere in the Gulf, go ahead and give them a heads up about this if they don't already know, and let them know that we are monitoring what should become, I want to say Kevin or Fred. No, Fred. Yeah,
I think it's Fred. Yeah, Fred.
Yeah, Fred. I'm getting confused with the Pacific. So far, the Pacific's been more active than the Atlantic, but if you can see right here about Saturday around Saturday, we could see the what could become Fred in the Keys of Florida as well.
Yeah, so that is one thing that we'll be looking at here in the Keys of Florida. I've got your screen here. Here it is, with me on the green screen. So right here is Saturday. That's where it's going to be on Saturday. That'll be Tropical Storm Fred, most likely, in the Florida Keys. And this might go up into the Gulf. Impacts to the Gulf unknown yet. That is something we are definitely closely watching with that. And will it impact our area is going to be the questions we get. We don't know yet. We are way
right.
too
It's too
far
far
out.
out. It's right. It's too far out to tell. And I've zoomed in. I'm not sure if you saw my screen up or not, but I've zoomed in a little close.
Yeah,
and this is called the cone of uncertainty. That's what that cone's called. And I was kind of cracked up with. I think it's a funny name, but if you notice, that cone does not represent where the hazard is going to be. Hazards is going to be well outside that cone. That cone basically means where that track can move. This blue line can move anywhere in that cone. It's basically what the NHC is telling us and you. So just remember that's a common misperception with the general public.
Alrighty, yeah. So we still have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect now. Back over here to this. Okay, so we still got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this area of northern Knox. Yeah, let me get this warning text back out. Northeastern Knox, southwestern Union, southwestern Granger. Yeah, I'm reading that right. Until 8:45. And most likely we're going to see this warning go until 8:45. I don't see them canceling this early. Now, I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. But a lot of the times when we're seeing the storm collapse, the Weather Service will kind of keep the warning in place unless the storm this isn't showing anything, really. Unless, the reflectivity is still pretty strong within here. Still very heavy rain. So unless the reflectivity really weakens, I don't think the warning will be canceled. I think it'll just ride out to 8:45. And then if we're still not seeing very impressive velocities, they'll probably end up canceling or letting it expire then, most likely.
Right. And if you want to pull up my screen again, I've got the surface analysis on. Basically just some temperatures from around the area. And we'll just go on a little tour here. So if you can see where it's raining, like London, Corbin, Kentucky, Crossville, it's about 10 degrees cooler. I hate it when I do that. About 10 degrees cooler than areas where it's not rained. So
Nashville at 90 right now, and
yeah, it's 90 degrees in Nashville, 85 at McGee Tyson. Let's see if I can zoom in here and get Tri-Cities regional real quick. Okay, so Elizabethton 88, Greenville's at 81, Lee County is at 72, and Morristown is at 81, Gatlinburg 77, Jacksboro 82, Oak Ridge 73, and Rockwood about 72. And as we go into a little tour here down to Dayton and Athens, 81 and 82, and Cleveland 73, and Levelfield and Chattanooga 84.
And we're talking about today right now. We're talking about the current warning that we have in place. I want to go ahead and let people know the entire region, line from Chattanooga, Gatlinburg, Mountain City, Johnson City, up north and west, and I think I got that right, and I might be wrong on this, has a marginal risk of severe weather tomorrow. That's the level 1 out of 5, where a few isolated strong to severe storms will be possible, and those will be afternoon, evening thunderstorms, and again, they most likely won't be intense, but I can't rule out some storms tomorrow going strong to severe, and that is that would be what we're concerned about tomorrow. But as of right now, we aren't super concerned about tomorrow. It'll be more of a summertime, situation where you, again, isolate severe storms. I was right. So Mountain City, Johnson City, Gatlinburg, Chattanooga, Cleveland, north and west. So it's kind of that line from north and west in that marginal risk. Bristol, Kingsport, Johnson City, Rogersville, Knoxville, trying to think of city names here. Let me zoom in on this map. I have
Churchill, Warrensville,
Morristown,
Greenville,
LaFollette, Greenville, Oneida, Oak Ridge, Sevierville, those areas, all of southeast Kentucky, really all of southwest Virginia, at least in our coverage area. Basically, East Tennessee, besides the mountains close to the Tennessee-North Carolina border. basically what we'll.
Scholar, I do have an update for you. I just
Yep.
they're going to allow this warning to expire. The threat is no longer there. They're going to run this next 15 minutes and then them some downbursts. So if you want to go ahead, so this warning, they're going to go ahead and let it expire, as there's no longer a threat that the Weather Service sees at this point.
That's what I figured was going to happen. They'll let it run here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go off the air here. It is 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. So I have a flood advisory for Morgan County until for northwestern Morgan until 9:15. And now we have one for Knox County until 11:30. So new now they're coming out. The flood advisory for northern Knox. So kind of the same place we've had this severe thunderstorm warning in effect. We're going to have a flood advisory now. So that's what we have there. And again, if you're in Sevierville, Jefferson City, Newmarket, don't be outside in this storm. Just because it doesn't have a severe thunderstorm warning on it when it comes into your area, which as of right now it's not going to unless we see this thing really pulse back up, which I don't think is going to happen. Again, the lightning on this, it's decreasing, which shows a decrease in strength, but heavy rain and still some occasional cloud-to-ground lightning will definitely be possible within this. So you definitely do not, and I repeat, do not want to be outside during this thunderstorm. Eli, do you want to close us out here?
Yeah, so again, I'm Eli Bray, and that's Skylar Doyle. Thank you for joining us, and as always, we are your East Tennessee and Southwest Virginia Weather Authority.